Hello and welcome back. Today I have traveled all the way to Guangdong province and I am here in Yangjiang. And behind me here we have a museum, and inside this museum there is a ship which is more than 800 years old from the Song dynasty, and they've managed to bring it up from the seabed, and they found all kinds of treasures and artifacts inside, gold, silver and all kinds of things. So let's stop talking. Let's get inside and have a look. Let's go. So basically what they did in 2007, they used this massive crane ship called Hua Tianlong, and they lifted the Nanhai 1. Basically they surrounded it in a kind of container, the entire ship and the silt that it was buried in too. And so this thing weighed more than 5,000 tons, but the crane's lifting ability was only 4,000 tons. I don't know how they did it, but they managed to lift it in the end. And this was actually a world first integral salvage, because they basically they lifted the entire block that it was covered in. So it's just crazy. It was a world's first by China. So this ship was used to transport all kinds of goods along the ancient maritime Silk Road: porcelain, china, metals, tea, herbs and spices, silk, animals, all kinds of things. And here she is behind me, the Nanhai 1. The shipwreck was found in 1987. The ship is 30.4 meters long, 9.8 meters wide, and 3.5 meters in height, excluding the mast. It is the biggest ship of its kind to be found. It was the first ancient vessel discovered on the maritime Silk Road. According to the head of the excavation project, the ship left port in southern China to trade with foreign countries and sank probably due to stormy waves, and it was quickly buried in silt. And you can see that it's kind of just surrounded by this cage structure. That's because the ship is so delicate that the archaeologists, they had to put this around it just to try and preserve it whilst they are still studying it and discovering all kinds of new artifacts every day. So when you come to this museum, maybe you might have to come a second time, because they'll discover something new from the ship. It's still ongoing. From the wreck they found porcelain from the Song dynasty, Song coins, kilos of silver bars, golden and silver jewelry, and currently today they have discovered more than 80,000 items on board. And over here we have the quite magnificent, priceless golden dragon bracelet. And this entire museum is actually, if you look out the window here, we're on the beachfront, because we are not too far away from where they discovered the Nanhai 1, because as you can imagine, it's quite difficult to transport that huge, more than 5,000 ton container. And so they basically built this museum around the Nanhai 1. And actually, you never know, maybe if you went swimming and searching around in the sea there, you might actually find some of those Song coins, or maybe a golden coin, or some new gold bracelet out here. This would probably be a good place to come with like a metal detector. You may find some new artifacts. We have now arrived at Yangshi Industrial Park, because actually here in Yangshi County they utilize a lot of the green renewable energy. For example, here they have this wind turbine facility, and they're still adding wind turbines to it, and by 2025 it will be the largest wind turbine facility in the world. And so you can just see some of the efforts that China is putting in to try and protect the environment. Now, not only is Yangshi a very green city utilizing renewable energy, it's also famous for its seafood, and it's famous for its sauces. And so we can see examples here of all the different kind of sauces that they produce. Over here we have a little kind of museum showing the history of soy sauce. Right, now let me tell you an interesting fact. During the Qin and Han Dynasty, soy sauce was only for the rich and elite people, right? Because it was originally it was created and manufactured from meat to make the soy sauce. And then obviously after they improved the technique of making it, it was then made from beans and soy. So think yourselves lucky when you're putting soy sauce in your food today, because before it was only for the rich. You learn something new on this channel every day. The seafood industry here in Jiangxi County actually made 7 billion yuan in 2023, which I believe is one of the highest in all of China. And you can see one of the huge fish farms that is actually under construction, and it would also utilize the wind turbines, green renewable energy. And around the edge you can see they have this kind of barrier to try and reduce the damage in case there is a typhoon. And as you may know, live streaming is very, very popular in China, especially for selling these kind of agricultural products, and it also really helps the local farmers to sell their products as well, and employs a lot of people in the local area doing this live streaming. Oh my god, just look at this. We are now at a wind turbine testing facility, and you can see one of the blades there being tested and inspected. My god, look at that. I wonder how heavy that is, just swinging on the blade. I didn't actually realize that the blades of the wind turbine are that big. I guess because when you see a wind turbine it's kind of far away, but they're absolutely huge. Oh, it's just bouncing around in the background. It's so flexible. And then if we take a look over here, you can also see some of the blades just laid out. It really reminds me of like the wing of an aircraft. They are just absolutely huge. And so far here at this wind turbine power plant, they've produced around 10 million kilowatts of power. And with projects under development like this, they plan to build more and more, green renewable energy, and build more, adding more wind turbines to their wind farms. And in the future, they're hoping to produce around 40 million kilowatts of power. We have now come to the Yangjiang Kite Museum, and here behind me you have the famous Lingzhi kite, which is local to Yangjiang, and it is considered to be one of the best kites in the world, the top 10. The tradition of flying kites and making these kites in this way is part of Yangjiang's intangible cultural heritage. And here we can see the history of kites in Yangjiang. And in 1992, they held the first Yangjiang International Kite Meet. And look at that, England. I think that might be my auntie. Can you believe that? I didn't know she attended. Okay, now I have a chance to actually try and make a kite myself. Okay, so I've just about finished, ran out of time, so that's my one. So, and theirs is Sunny's with purple hair. I would say mine looks most like the picture. I followed the rules and did the best job. And then over here we have Dai's kite, and is that a Joker?
No!
Joker? It looks like Joker. It's Joker.
It's like...
Wait, hold on.
Where's Batman?
That's the picture.
It's
And
so...
oh my god. Joker.
No, my god,
Joker. Joker.
So this is so fashionable
fashion
hair
kite.
color, right?
Fashion
And
kite.
do you know Sonokong?
Oh, I don't know. it on. Okay, right now, let's try and fly this thing. Okay, here we go. Get some speed going. Get some speed going. Yeah, it's flying. It's flying. It's flying. It's flying. It's dead. Okay, now Grayson, I'm handing the kite over to Grayson. Here we go. Grayson's turn. Oh, not bad. Oh man, I think it's because there's just no wind. We have now come to a lacquerware museum, and lacquerware is actually one of the 3 treasures of Yangjiang. We've already seen the soy, the beans. Also one of the other treasures is knives for cooking, and then this very beautiful lacquerware. You can see the intricate detail on it. Now, lacquer is made from the resin. Usually it's made from the resin on trees, and then you would coat it onto like objects like this, and it dates back to the Qin dynasty. Wow, some of these just look amazing. I like this one. I want this one in my house. I wonder, are these oh, these are part of the museum. I don't think they're for sale. Whoa, this one's kind of modern. Birds flying in the meadows. Huh, I'm not too keen on this one. 2 lobsters. I don't think I would hang that in my house. You can see one of the artists here just adding the final touches. 漂亮，漂亮。
大美洋河.
It means very beautiful Yangjiang nuclear power station.
Nuclear power station.
Yes.
Ah, so this is a picture of a nuclear power
是
station
核电站.
Yeah, that's
that
the,
they
that's
have
the
in
nuclear power
they
station.
have in Yangjiang.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's quite interesting. We should have gone there. We should have gone to see that. Oh, that's an interesting place to put on a plate like this. Maybe next time when I come to Yangjiang, we can go to the nuclear power plant. That would be interesting. Okay, and now I have a chance to make a kind of fan myself. So you can see it should look something like this. So here we go, it's my turn. I've actually done this before, so here we go. Okay, so there we have it. I think I did a pretty good job. I would say mine's the best one here. Mine's way better than Dan's. There's Dan's.
It is.
Dan the Candyman. Unfortunately, that is the end of my journey here in Yangjiang, but I will definitely be coming back again. So I will see you in the next one. Signing off. Signing off.